Waking up feels different today. A weight settles, heavier than usual. The dreams you once held dear now taste like ash, bitter with regret. The mirror, a stark truth-teller, reflects a stranger, someone who bartered precious time for fleeting approval, who traded potential for mere survival, and sacrificed years for moments that ultimately meant nothing. A quiet panic stirs within, a persistent whisper that this isn't the life you were meant to live. Yet you push it down, finding solace in the endless scroll, the demands of work, the hollow laughter at jokes that don't land. Anything to survive another day in a life that feels utterly foreign. Your second life begins the moment you realize you have only one. Most never grasp this profound truth. They drift through existence as if immortal, believing mistakes can be undone, dreams indefinitely deferred, and apologies capable of mending decades of self-neglect. We weren't taught to live. We were taught to conform, to follow predetermined paths, to trade wonder for stability, to surrender our aspirations at the altar of survival. We were taught to mistake merely existing for truly living. But then, something shifts. A crack appears in the illusion. Perhaps it's the sudden loss of someone you believed would always be there. Maybe it's a betrayal so profound, it severs your very sense of self. Or perhaps it's simply waking up one morning and no longer recognizing the person staring back from the mirror. Whatever the catalyst, the spell shatters. And for the first time, the raw truth stands before you. You don't have an eternity. You have no. You have this very breath filling your lungs, this fragile, brutal, beautiful opportunity to exist fully before everything you cherish and everything you are fades away. In that moment, something extraordinary happens. The fear of failure dissipates, replaced by a terror of wasting what little time remains. You stop seeking permission to be yourself. You stop apologizing for desiring more. You cease living for applause that will vanish once you're gone. The stark realization dawns. No one is coming to save you. No perfect moment awaits. No final warning will be issued. This is it. Your life is unfolding right now, ready or not. Imagine living this exact day. Every choice, every mistake, every regret, every wasted second, infinitely. Would you scream in agony or whisper in gratitude? The terrifying beauty of life lies in its demand for your complete presence, offering no guarantees, no guarantee of success, no guarantee of love, no guarantee of a second chance, only the certainty of an ending. And yet, most people will spend more time meticulously planning their final resting place than actively building their lives. But you don't have to be like most people. Your second life doesn't commence with a new car, a job change, or a move to a different city. It begins the instant you truly internalize that you possess only one life. And that realization burns so deeply into your very being that returning to slumber becomes impossible. You begin to live with urgency, with ferocity, with profound gratitude. You start saying no to everything that diminishes you. You start saying yes to everything that ignites your spirit. You begin to love with abandon, to forgive without bitterness, to dream without seeking validation. You stop waiting for a sign. You understand that you are the sign. That waking up was the miracle you've been waiting for. And in that sacred realization, the understanding that time is your most precious and most fragile possession, you are reborn. Not as an entirely new person, but as someone who finally chose to become real. Your second life doesn't erase the pain of the first. It honors it. It thanks it for the lessons learned, and then it lets it go. Because you cannot truly live while dragging the weight of your past behind you. You must allow the dead things to bury themselves and step forward, bruised, broken, imperfect, but finally, gloriously alive. For no matter how much time you believe you have left, the only life that truly matters is the one you choose to live now. We're told to dream big. Yet, we're subtly punished the moment our aspirations threaten the comfort of others. We're assured we can become anything, But when we dare to try, we're met with mockery, doubt, and belittlement. The world embraces a dreamer only as long as the dream remains small, safe, and easily contained. Society isn't designed to nurture greatness. It's engineered to manufacture obedience. He who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. But what remains unspoken is even darker. Most people never discover their why. They live and die, buried under everyone else's how. You are born into a predetermined blueprint. Study, work, marry, procreate, consume, obey. This script is handed to you before you even learn to speak. And before you know it, you've constructed a life you secretly resent, a life meticulously tailored to please people who will never actually live it alongside you. You're not living. You're performing. Every decision, every sacrifice, every muted dream is made not for yourself, but for an invisible panel of judges you imagine observing your every move. You remain in jobs that corrode your soul. You linger in relationships that hollow you out. You betray your own curiosity, your own fire, your own genius. All because someone, somewhere, might disapprove. Yet, the very people you're re-sacrificing yourself to please will not attend your funeral, wondering why you were unhappier. They will barely recall your dreams. To live fully, you must be willing to endure isolation. To forge your own path, even if it means walking it alone. Because greatness demands exile. Authenticity demands rebellion. The true tragedy isn't that people die. It's that most people never truly live before they die. You can feel it all around you. The quiet desperation, the silent regret, the overly loud laughter at jokes that don't reach the eyes, the bragging about promotions that cost peace of mind, the planning of vacations like desperate prison breaks, yearning for a week of breathing before returning to the self-imposed suffocation. This is the herd instinct, the mindless survival of those who shrink from the burden of independent thought. It's safer to be accepted than to be free. It's easier to be praised for your compliance than to be punished for your authenticity. But there's a hidden cost. A soul that betrays itself to belong will rot from within. You can adorn your cage, paint it gold, pretend the bars are beautiful. But a cage, nonetheless, remains a cage. Freedom is not comfortable. Freedom is not safe. Freedom demands that you become terrifyingly responsible for your own life. And that terror is what keeps most people asleep. They tell themselves, it's not the right time. Maybe next year. I'll chase my dreams after the kids grow up. I'll start living after I retire. But time doesn't negotiate. It doesn't wait. It doesn't pity your excuses. The day you realize you have only one life is the day you either wake up or remain in the dream until it devours you. If you do not consciously confront your mortality, it will confront you through regret. And regret is not a clean wound. It festers. It consumes. It poisons every memory of what could have been. You might believe you have time to delay, but look closer. How many years have already blurred past without meaning? How many days have you lived on autopilot, doing what was expected, never asking if it was what you truly wanted? You don't lose your life all at once. You lose it in tiny, invisible betrayals. A day here, a decision there, a dream postponed until it decays into a mere memory of what you might have been. This isn't just philosophy. It's a mirror, not to flatter you, but to terrify you into action. Because terror awakens you. You weren't meant to be comfortable. You weren't meant to be safe. You were meant to burn with purpose, with vision, with a life so authentically yours that the thought of living anyone else's dream disgusts you. And yet, the question remains, what will you do now that you know? Now that the truth has found you, the unbearable, undeniable, beautiful truth that you are running out of time. Will you shrink back into numbness? Will you rationalize your stagnation? Will you apologize for being alive? Or will you begin your second life, the life you were meant to live before fear rewrote your script? The choice isn't philosophical. It's immediate. Every second you delay is a second stolen by the herd. Every second you wait for permission is a second your soul decays. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be an ideal moment. There will never be a guarantee that you won't fail. There will only ever be now. And now demands your courage. You don't wake up one morning drowning in regret. It doesn't strike like a thunderstorm. It creeps in like a slow, cold fog. A missed opportunity here, a maybe later there, a conversation you were too scared to start, a dream you were too tired to chase. At first, it feels harmless. Life still appears the same. Bills are paid. Birthdays are celebrated. Vacations are planned. But beneath the surface, something begins to rot. You start smiling less, even when you're supposed to be happy. You start feeling emptier, even when surrounded by people. You start waking up heavier, carrying an inexplicable sadness. This isn't depression. It's the slow death of a life unlived. Regret doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't scream. It whispers. At night, when the world is quiet, it whispers, "You could have been more." And you try to silence it with distractions, scrolling, drinking, shopping, overwork. But no matter how loud the noise, the whisper grows. Because regret isn't about what you did. It's about what you were too afraid to do. Regret is a form of self-betrayal. The slow realization that you have squandered the only miracle you were ever given, the miracle of existence. You will not regret your failures. You will not regret the risks you took that ended badly. You will regret the silence, the cowardice, the hours spent doubting when you should have been daring. You will regret the life you abandoned while pretending you had more time. Look around. How many people do you know who are already dead, even though their hearts are still beating? They exist in routines they hate. They laugh at jokes they don't find funny. They celebrate milestones they don't care about. Biologically, they are alive, but spiritually, they are walking graves. And you feel it when you're near them. The heavy emptiness, the invisible sadness, the desperate attempts to distract themselves from the quiet horror of their own unlived lives. This is the fate to be avoided. Not death, not pain, but a life so disconnected from truth that it no longer feels alive. Every day you delay becoming who you were meant to be, you feed that death a little more. You hand over another piece of your soul to comfort, to fear, to mediocrity. And the tragedy is, most people will never even realize what they've lost until it's far too late. Society teaches you to measure your life by numbers, your salary, your follower count, your possessions. But none of these things will hold your hand when regret starts devouring you at 3 o'clock a.m. None of these things will erase the echo of your unlived dreams. Only one thing will matter then. Did you live? Did you become what you were meant to become? Or did you die a quiet death long before your body gave out? You are not scared of dying. You are scared of dying without having lived. And that fear, if you are brave enough to feel it fully, can become your salvation. Because fear has two faces. Fear that paralyzes you and fear that awakens you. Most people let fear chain them to small lives. But you have another choice. You can use that fear as fuel. Let it ignite you. Let it terrify you into movement. Let it remind you that you are running out of excuses. Life is for the courageous. For those willing to confront the unbearable truth of their mortality, and in that confrontation, find a reason to live so fiercely that death itself becomes irrelevant. So here you are, standing at the crossroads between mere existence and true living. You can go back to sleep, numb yourself, pretend you have time, pretend you are happy. Or you can choose the terror of waking up. You can choose to feel the weight of your unlived life pressing down on you. Not to crush you, but to forge you into something unstoppable. You don't need more time. You need more courage. You don't need more motivation. You need more brutal honesty. You don't need more years. You need to stop wasting the ones you have. Because the silent collapse, the slow death of the soul through regret, is preventable. But only if you are willing to make a decision most people never make. To live. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when it's convenient. Now, the death of your first life doesn't come with a funeral. No one mourns it. There are no tears, no goodbyes. It dies silently, the moment you realize that everything you were chasing was never yours to begin with. It dies when you stop trying to impress people who don't even know themselves. It dies when you stop apologizing for being different, difficult, real. It dies when you finally accept that the old you, the one who played small to survive, is never coming back. And in that silence, you are reborn. Not into perfection, not into certainty, but into freedom. Your second life isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. It's not about being faster, richer, louder. It's about being truer. You will be misunderstood. You will be rejected. You will lose people you once thought you couldn't breathe without, but you will find yourself. And that is a trade worth making 1,000 times over. The world will not applaud you for choosing yourself. It will resent you, because every step you take into authenticity will remind them of the steps they were too afraid to take. You will threaten their comfort simply by existing freely. Let them be uncomfortable. You are not here to fit their mold. You are not here to make them feel better about staying small. You are here to burn, to blaze through your time with a fierceness that leaves no doubt that you are here, truly here. The greatest sin is not suffering, it's mediocrity. It's a life half lived, dreams half dreamed, a soul half awake. Your second life demands the full version of you, the one who dares, the one who speaks truth, even when their voice shakes, the one who stands alone, if necessary, rather than kneeling in a crowd. Living your second life will not be easy. There will be days when you question everything, days when fear feels louder than hope, days when it would be easier to retreat to sleep. But remember this, pain is temporary, regret is eternal. You can heal from the wounds of risk. You cannot heal from the ache of never having tried. Every step you take into your second life will hurt. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because you are shedding the skin of a life that was slowly killing you. You will grieve the old you, the one who tolerated disrespect, the one who watered dead gardens, the one who apologized for shining. But you will rise. Not because you are fearless, but because you finally understand that fear is not a reason to stop. It's a reason to run faster. If you knew you had only 1 year left, truly knew it, you would not waste another second playing small. You would stop explaining your worth. You would stop shrinking to be digestible. You would stop waiting for someone else to tell you that it's okay to live fully. You would live with urgency, with gratitude, with savage, unapologetic wonder. You would love the people who set your soul on fire. You would leave the places that made you forget your own name. You would chase the dreams that terrify you, because they are the only ones worth having. And you would not waste one more heartbeat asking permission. Your second life begins not when circumstances change, not when people change, not when the world finally understands you. It begins when you change, when you decide fully, fiercely, finally that you are done surviving, that you are done existing, that you are ready to live. Even if no one applauds you, even if no one follows you, even if no one understands you. Because the first life was for them. The second life is for you. The question is not, will you be afraid? You will be. The question is, will you choose life anyway? Because if you don't, you will spend the rest of your existence haunted by the ghost of the life you could have lived. But if you do, if you choose to burn brightly, even for a moment, even if it costs you everything safe and familiar, you will die with nothing left inside you but gratitude. Gratitude that you didn't leave this world without ever showing it who you truly were. You have one life, One fragile, fleeting miracle. Stop rehearsing. Stop waiting. Stop surviving. Live right now, right here, without apology. Because your second life is waiting. And it begins the moment you stop pretending you have time. Before you go, ask yourself, if today was the only day you were guaranteed, would you still waste it pretending? If this message awakens something inside you, comment below. I'm ready to live my second life. Not tomorrow, not someday, today.